UFC Fight Night De Ridder Allen, previously De Ridder Hernandez, a fight that I personally was very looking forward to. I thought that was the fight definitely to decide the number one contender. I thought Fluffy had been underrated for a long time. If you guys are long-time listeners, shout out to the people who were checking out the Babylon 5 podcast. I've been a big fan of Anthony Hernandez for a long time. So it's unfortunate that he got hurt and had to pull out of this fight. But nonetheless, ladies and gents, we are getting a main event of Reinier de Ridder and Brendan All-In Allen. And I think on paper, right? I think people look at this fight, you can see that De Ridder is the favorite, moderate favorite, minus 210, right? Brendan Allen is the kind of guy to go in there and win this fight, all right? Brendan Allen is definitely the guy to go in there and win this fight. I'm saying right now, he should not win this fight, all right? When RDR came into the company, when he came into the UFC, I was trying to tell people, you guys can go back on this channel and see, like, when he fought, before he fought Bo, I was like, yo, this is a terrible fight. He's about to get fraud checked. And sure enough, it happened. He got dominated. I've been high on RDR. I knew he was going to beat Holland. I knew he was going to be tough for Robert Whittaker, because people were disrespecting his striking. They're still disrespecting his striking coming into this one. I think on paper, you would say definitely the better boxer is Brendan Allen, but the better Dutch kickboxer is definitely RDR. This fight is very interesting. A much different fight than we were going to get from an RDR Hernandez. Much different fight. Brendan Allen's coming off of a win, all right, against Marvin Vettori. A decision victory from Marvin Vettori, all right. Brendan Allen is solid, all right. I like Brendan Allen, but my problem with Brendan Allen is he could probably show up in this fight and win. That's my problem with him, is when I don't need him to win, when I don't expect him to win, he pulls it off. And when I'm expecting him to win, he just makes these crazy decisions. I used to defend his fight IQ. I was like, dude, you guys are hating on Brendan Allen. And then what was the fight? What was the fight? And I was like, dude, what is he doing in there? Yeah, it must have been a Mavov. Must have been a Mavov. And I thought he could have. I mean, that's a tough fight. That's a tough fight. He just makes bad decisions sometimes. He makes bad decisions. If he makes any of those bad decisions against RDR, who's slightly bigger than him, on paper it's 6'4", 6'2", but when they were face to face, they were the same size. I think with RDR being a former two division champion in ONE FC, former light heavyweight champion and middleweight champion, he should naturally just be the bigger guy in there. He has been the bigger guy he's the bigger guy against Robert Whittaker. He's most likely going to be the bigger guy in there. And I don't think people are prepared for those knees. I don't think they're respecting those knees from RDR yet. He's got plot armor, but dude, so does Brendan Allen's got plot armor for these certain plots. His armor activates in these situations. This is an interesting fight. I'm rolling RDR. All right. I think the knees are just a problem that people aren't going to be able to solve right now. All right. I don't think it's going to be solved in this fight. I think the knees are still going to be a problem. I think to beat RDR, I think Hamzat can beat RDR. with the wrestling. If you could just stop him from doing anything, just hold him down and stop him from doing anything for 5 rounds, he can win that fight. But I think for these people who are like, I'm going to stand with this guy, I don't think they're ready. They're disrespecting how goofy his striking looks, but it's effective. It's effective. Who else we were disrespecting? Dricus du Plessis all the way to a championship. We were disrespecting him until he beat Strickland for the second time. At least I was. And you guys are doing the same thing with RDR, the real Dutchman. And, well, they're both Dutch. But the real Dutchman, RDR, not that South African, Dricus du Plessis. I think he's just being very disrespected. I don't know if beating Brendan Allen would make him the number 1 contender. I'm pretty sure he needed that fluffy win would have been the one to guarantee it. But who else do you really go to? They were talking as if, like Hamzat and RDR were talking as if that was the next fight. Anyway, they were talking like before this fight was announced, that was previously fluffy. But I think that's most likely the fight to happen just because RDR and Hamzat were already expressing the interest to fight each other. So he gets this win here, calls out Hamzat. If he could finish Brendan Allen in there, which I believe he can, especially with the size and those knees, man. You guys you underrate his striking. And you saw early, right? In the Robert Whittaker fight, when he hit, I think maybe the second knee he landed on him, the expression on Whittaker's face changed, and I was like, "Holy shit, he's hurt. He's more hurt than like the commentators. They didn't pick up on it. No one said anything. I'm saying something. I said something. I might have been live streaming for millions at the time, and yeah, I called it." From that point on, RDR came, hit him with another knee. Then he just like crumbled to the ground. That fight completely changed. You guys are underrating these knees. RDR by finish. I'm gonna go second round, man. Co-main event. Woo! It's kind of light out here, huh? At welterweight. Co-main event. Kevin Holland versus Mike Malott. All right. I'm not going to get behind any of these dogs at this point. Damn, Kevin Holland's 32. Man, he had all the potential in the world. He still could do it. This fight is whatever. Topology is rolling with Holland. It's tight. 55% of people who voted are rolling with Kevin Holland. I think Kevin Holland, if he wants to be locked in there, he can. The funny thing with picking fights, I don't know this man's personal life. He could be dealing with some real shit outside of this fucking octagon that's affecting him inside of the octagon. You never know. Why he's fucking on one fight. I'm talking Kevin Holland. And then the next, it seems like he doesn't really care if he's there. And it's like, you don't really know what's going on in these people's personal life. But Kevin Holland, I'm going to say he should get it done in this one. I think he's just a better fighter. I think, like, if you're getting finished by Neil Magny, you can definitely be finished by Kevin Holland. I'm just going to roll with Kevin Holland in that one. I want to see what the fucking... Oh, everybody's running with RDR. I'm making my bold pick. Everybody on Tapology is rolling with RDR, 7%. But that's 7%, man. I'm telling you, Brendan Allen is the guy to win this fight. He's the guy to win in this situation, but I'm still rolling with RDR, ladies and gents. Marlon Vera versus Ayman Sahabi. If you guys are long-time listeners, you know I do not rock with Chito Vera at all. I think he's just trash. of a fighter. He's got some highlights. And those were the perfect spots to have those highlights, ladies and gents. I was listening to the show with Ariel Helwani, MMA Hour, I believe is what it's called. And one of the co-hosts was saying, like, he felt like the Contender Series were a lot of one-sided events set up to give these guys a highlight before they get signed and go to the UFC. And I was like, holy fuck, that is what that is most of the time. Sometimes the other guy shows up. Sometimes the other guy shows up and wants it more. He's not here for the dive. He's not here to be on this guy's highlight reel. But sometimes, that's why I said in a previous video, I was like, dude, there's something about the Contender Series that I just don't vibe with. And I couldn't put my finger on it until they said it. And what I'm saying, why I'm mentioning that is, I think those are Marlon Vera's highlights when he gets put in those perfect situations, all right, to get a highlight against a fucking Frankie Edgar. You know what I'm saying? Against a Dominic Cruz. These are older fighters who are much like far out of their primes at the time that he's getting these highlights. You know what I'm saying? How many highlights does he have from his win against O'Malley? Nothing, because it was a fluke. It was a fluke win. And when he got fucking dominated, hit with a nasty knee in the second fight, it was clear that he hadn't done nothing. I don't rock I don't rock with Chito Vera at all. At all. I thought he was going to get knocked out going into the Figueiredo fight. He got dropped. Took over a year off. That's interesting. He's usually somewhat active, I would say. But he took over a year off here after getting battered by Davison Figueiredo. And I'm rolling with Ayman Zahabi to just get it done against the jobber, dude. Chito Vera is a jobber. Let's be real. What are the folks saying? 61% of the people are rolling with Ayman Zahabi, and I'm rolling with those people. All right, I'm on that side. Last fight on the main card: Manon Fiorot versus Jasmine Jasudavicius. 3-round fight. This is unfortunate. As a guy who loves women's MMA, this fight is unfortunate for, I believe, Jasmine Jasudavicius. She's good. She's really good, I believe, honestly. But I think the striking of Manon and her grappling, I think she showed some improvements in the grappling. I think she's just better. She's at a different level than a lot of these women. A lot of people picked her to beat Valentina. All right. I think she's just, with her striking, she's a level above a lot of these people. I think Jasmine is good, but I don't think she's going to be able to get her game going against Manon. I think Manon is just going to whoop that ass. All right. Unfortunate, because I like Jasmine Jasudavicius. I think she's dope. Jasmine Jasudavicius is dope. All right. But it's just unfortunate that I believe she's going to get that ass beat. And yeah, 65% of that biology are rolling with it, man. It is what it is. It is what it is. Is there anything else? Shout out to Matt Frivola, Kyle Nelson. That should be a banger. Kyle Nelson moving up to lightweight. That could be a banger. Charles Jourdain. Oh yeah, it's a Canadian card, right? You gotta have Charles Jourdain on the Canadian card. Yeah, it's some good fights on here, ladies and gentlemen. There are some good fights, so tune in Saturday for UFC Fight Night de Ridder Allen, ladies and gents. I'm excited. Thank you guys for being here, and I'll see you guys next time.